Hi students, good morning. This is your Gayatri ma'am here. In my last video, I have completed exercise 1B. So today I am going to start exercise 1C. In that exercise, today we are going to look about the problems which is related to how to classify the rational and irrational numbers, or how to separate the rational and irrational numbers. So before that, I just want to give you a small recap about rational and irrational numbers. Already in my previous video, I have explained in detail about this rational and irrational numbers. So now I just give you a small recap about the two definitions. Just look at the flow chart here. The first one, it's real numbers. Real numbers, it's nothing but it contains rational number as well as irrational number. And now see here for about rational number. What is the definition I have given here? Every number of the form p by q, where p and q are integers, q is non-zero, can always be expressed either as terminating decimal or a recurring decimal. So these two things, it's very important. That is what you have to remember about the rational number. If it is a fractional form, if you are saying as rational number, it should be a terminating decimal or it may be a recurring decimal. It is or, not and. Both it need not be true. Any one, if it is true, we can say that is rational number. And now let's see here, irrational number. What is the definition? Number which when expressed in decimal form is expressible as a non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. This is what important here. So the word I have insisted here as non-terminating and non-repeating. So both should be there in the decimal form. It should be non-terminating. Non-terminating in the sense the decimal, after the decimal point, the value, it should be going on endlessly. And it's non-repeating, that after the decimal, the digit should not be repeated, because we have seen some digits or block in the sense some number of digits may be repeated twice or thrice, and like so on and so on, right? But here for irrational number, after the decimal place, the number should not be repeated. That is very, very important. So for rational number, we have to remember the two things, that should be terminating decimal or it may be a recurring decimal. For irrational number, the two things you have to remember, that it should be non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. So now let's see few examples related to rational and irrational numbers, how to classify or how to separate rational and irrational numbers. See, look at here, we have two problems, right? Classify the rational and irrational numbers from the following. First problem, it's root 3, and second problem I have taken as root 4. So how to find whether it is rational or irrational? If any problem it is given in square root or cubic root, first try to find out the root. Okay, so square root means if it is small numbers or prime numbers, it's no problem, or any other number, it is bigger numbers are given, first you finding the factor. For 3, it is obviously, we all know that it is 1 into 3, so no other go. But for 4, how to write? Because it is a square root. For 4, I can write this as 4 is equal to square root of 2 into 2, right? So how many factors I have written here? 2 factor. And what is the concept of square root? We should pair the root, pair the factor, and among the pair 1 pair, we have to take out 1 values outside. So in this pair, I'm just taking 1 number outside. So the answer is 2. So this is the procedure for taking out from the square root. So now you see, for root 4, we just get the value for 2. So now we have to conclude whether the given number is rational or irrational. So the value of root 4 is 2, and 2 can be written in the form of 2 by 1. So now it becomes a fractional form, right? So now what we can conclude, that 2 by 1 is nothing but it is a rational form, because the number it is in the form of p by q, we can say it is rational, because 2 by 1 is equal to 2. It is terminating decimal, right? So therefore we can conclude that root 4 is rational. Okay, So here for root 4 it is so easy, we found that. But what about root 3? Root 3 is a prime number, we cannot take out from the square root. Then how to solve the square root of 3? So already you have studied, right? How to solve the square root? We have a procedure finding the square root, that is by long division method, already we studied, right? See, you just look at here. This is your long division method to find the answer for root 3, right? So already we know how to solve this. For long division method, the first number, we should pair the number first. The given number we have to pair, but here it is only one number is there inside the square root. That's what, after the 3 we want to take decimal place, and after we have to add the pair of zeros. Okay, and the first number we have to take only the first iteration, first step, that 3 we have to take the perfect square number. So for 3, what is a perfect square? 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 2 it is 4, it is greater than that 3, so we have to consider 1 into 1. That's why we have placed 1 into 1 as 1, and 3 minus 1 it's 2. Then we should bring the next number down, so that one first pair of 0 we want to bring down. And here 1 plus 1 it's 2, right? And then 2, along with 2 we want to find which number, if we are multiplying to get the answer closer to 200, that number we want to write quotient as well as this divisor also. So this is what the procedure already we have learned. So I hope so, no need to explain much about this, you all know that. So after the 27 into 7 it is 189. After that we want to subtract this, that remainder is 11. Then we have to bring down the next pair of 0. Then 27 plus 7 it is 34. And along with this 34, what number if you are multiplying, we should get the value closer to 1100. So like this, the procedure is going on, right? So here I'm just giving you for a few iterations only I can give you here. So it is endlessly going on, the quotient is endlessly going on. So which means the number root 3, it is not getting terminated, it is a non-terminated value. So it is non-terminating, which means obviously we know the definition. What is that number? It called as irrational number, right? So root 3, it is your irrational number. This is your so what is the value we got from root 3? Root 3 is equal to 1.732 etc. Approximately we are using that value of root 3 is 1.732, but endlessly it's going on, right? So this number is called as irrational number. See, only one thing you have to remember, if the number it is given in the form of root, now you just see that what is the order of the root. If it is a square root, the number should be a perfect square, then only we can say that is rational, otherwise it is irrational. Or else the problem, if it is given in cubic root, the number should be in perfect cube, then only it is rational, otherwise it is irrational. So here the problem, it is square root, right? But 4 we can write it's a perfect square, 2 into 2, but 3 it is not like that. So simply we can, without doing the calculation directly, we can say it is irrational. Therefore root 3 is irrational here, right? So next I have considered the next two problems. It is 3.1416 and cubic root of 8. So 3.1416 is a decimal number is given and it is terminated. And after the decimal also the number, it is not repeated, it is different also. So if it is a terminating decimal, it is nothing but it is rational number. So directly you can conclude that this 3.1416 is rational. So next you see here, it's cubic root of 8. So cubic root of 8, already I told you that we want to find the factors inside what number is given. First you find the factor. So cubic root of, so 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2. Right, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. And what is the procedure for taking out from the cubic root? We have to pair the number as 3 number as the pair. So here we have one set of 3 number, and among this pair I can take only one number outside. So the answer is 2 for this cubic root of 8. And this also, it's a rational number because 2 can be written as 2 by 1 is rational. Therefore cubic root of root 8 is rational. Right? So here both are rational number because The fifth problem, it is terminating decimal, and your eighth problem here, it is a perfect cube. Now I have taken the next two problem as 0.20, 220, 220 and so on, and next problem is 2 divided by root 3. Now you see here this problem 0.20, 220, 220. When you are looking into the question, immediately what the children we are thinking that something it's repeated, so it is repeating decimal, like that we will say. So we can conclude that it is repeating decimal, it is rational number. So that is very very wrong, children. See, kindly watch your number carefully. Here how the number is repeated, that is very very important. Here the number 20 and 220 and 220. So the number, it is repeated, it not in the same order, it is repeated in the it is not repeated actually. 20, 220, 220, it is different form, right? So it is not actually a repeated form. So you have to conclude this number as a irrational number. It is not repeated, so it is not rational number. So this number is irrational. And now let's go to the next problem, 2 divided by root 3. Now only we found the answer for root 3. Root 3 we have concluded that it is irrational. If you are dividing any number by any irrational number, definitely that answer also an irrational number. So 2 divided by root 3 also it is an irrational number, because by the property, if you are dividing any number by irrational number, it's obviously it is an irrational. So directly without doing any calculation, you can directly say that they are irrational. So 2 divided by root 3 also it is irrational. Is that clear, children? So both the problems are irrational. Next, let's see the value of pi. Pi is the most important Greek letter in mathematics, right? In mathematics we have it has a vital role doing that. So what is the value of pi? If anybody we are asking, immediately we will say pi value, it is 3.14. Actually that is the approximate value we are using. So now we want to say whether it is rational or irrational, and tell me 3.14 it is terminated, so it is rational? No. Let's see, I'll show you one recent news about your pi. So look at here what the information it says, that in honor of Pi Day 2019, Google has announced that one of their developer advocates, Emma Haruka, has successfully calculated pi to 31.4 trillion digits. Actually breaking the previous world record of 22 trillion digits. That is what the last record for the value of pi. So now they have breaking out that they have recently announced Google, they have announced that pi value, she found that it is 31.4 trillion digits, right? So obviously we all know that it is endlessly, it's going on. Still they are finding the digits, it's endlessly, that also it's going on. Children, if you are interested, you also can do that, but it will take some years to finish the problem, right? And one more information here, it is given, NASA only uses around 15 digits of pi in its calculations for sending rockets into space. So they are only using 15 digits, not much more that, okay? So what is the value of pi? Don't say it is 3.14. Actually it has 31.4 trillion values, digits. Okay, children? So now tell me whether the pi is rational or irrational. So it is endlessly going on. Yes, it's crossing the trillion, right? So it is endlessly, it's going on. So this value of pi is irrational. Okay, children, I hope you all understood how to find or how to classify the given number as rational or irrational. Okay, so these are all the ways to finding the given number as rational or irrational. If any problem it is given square root or cubic root, finding the factor and take out the factor outside, and finally the simplified form, find out whether it is rational or irrational. Or it any numbers are given in decimal form, after the decimal digits you just have a look, and then if it is repeated or it is non-repeated, see that first, and then it's terminating or it is non-terminated, see that. According to that you can conclude your answer. Okay, so kindly use these steps too for finding the answers for any numbers. Okay, thank you children.